Hello everyone, welcome back to SFDC Panther. This is Amit, and in this video we are going to talk about how you can create a quick action using Lightning Web Component. Before we go ahead, please do like, share, subscribe the channel so that you don't miss any update, and also please press the bell icon. So why we need to create the quick action is up before this release, before summer 21, we don't have the ability to create the quick actions using Lightning Web Component. But now in this release, Salesforce has given us the beta version of LWC Quick Actions, which we can create using our Lightning Web Component. So what is the use of this? Because sometimes we wanted to have a button on any record page. Suppose that on account where we say that click on that button and it shows you the interface to create the opportunity, which is saying that quick opportunity, and you have the ability to provide the information here about the opportunity. When you click on next button, what happens? It opens another interface where you get the list of all the products which you can add as an opportunity product under that opportunity. And if they click on finish on the second screen, then the opportunity is created as well as the products are also added under that opportunity. So that is the one example of quick actions that I have given to you. There might be some other that you might face in the real time while you are working with your requirement. There are two types of quick actions. One is screen actions that we have already seen over here, where you are going to see the screen and your user is going to have the manually prepares the things and manually click on the other actions that you have given on your screen. There is another action which is saying the headless action. This is the action where you click on a button, behind the scene it will uh, perform the actions and then it will close the screen. What is an example of this headless action? The example for this headless action is, suppose that you are under an account record, you wanted to send the email to its all related contacts based on a simple button click. So how you will do is, you will go to the account record, there will be an screen action, you will just go there, click on that button, it will perform the operation of sending an email and then it will close the pop-up window. There is no manual user intervention allowed, or we'll say that involved after the user clicked on the button. So here are the few component configuration files. You have got a target. This is a brand new target that we have got from this release, which is lightning double underscore record action. This is what we need to do. Once we have given this as a target, we need to provide some target configurations for that particular target over here. So you see, we have to provide an action type which is a screen action, and if you wanted to have some headless action, then you need to provide action type as action instead of screen action. So this is what you need to provide. So now before now making any delay, let's quickly start developing our component, the requirement that we have just discussed. So what we will do is, basically we will have a screen action on the account record, where on the click on that screen action, user will see a screen where they will be able to see a form for creating an account, which will be a child account record. There will be two fields, one is name, one is rating, and whatever the rating and name they will provide, on the click of submit button, we will call an ps class, and then that ps class is going to create the account record. So let's quickly do that. This is our visual force page, visual studio. Basically what we need to do is, the very first thing is we need to create a lightning web component. So we'll say that quick account and just go ahead, hit enter. We've got this account. The first thing that we need to do is, we'll go to the quick action over here, select the metadata file. You need to, first thing you need to expose this, and also one important thing is that this is available for API version 52 and later. So if you are working in your personal developer org, you will not be able to work. What I will suggest is, you can just go there and create a release org for you and then work on that. If you are watching the video before the release upgrades into your developer org, if your developer org is already updated with the summer 21, then you are good to go and you can just start developing on that side. After you have exposed, you just need to add the targets. What target you need to add is, you just remove all these targets, and we need to say record action is the target that we have got, so we'll say record action. We also need to have some design attributes. for one of our action, which is record action. Just copy this, replace this targets with your target which you have got. The very first thing we'll see the screen actions. Okay, so we'll say that action type and we'll say screen action. So this is our target, or we'll say that metadata configuration. Now next thing what we need to do is we need to have some JavaScript file. So we have got this JavaScript. We need to have some code in the HTML. So what code we wanted to have in the HTML? So there is a, we'll say the definite structure, or we'll say the defined structure for quick actions, which I'm just going to copy paste from here. You don't need to worry about that. You will get the link to code in the description of this video, so you don't need to worry about that. So here you can see we have got some actions, which is saying that we have got some quick actions template panel, which is we have got a screen panel. What it is going to do is this is going to be there in the body, in the footer on the right side of our screen action. This is your body. Here if you want to have some other styling you can have, and then this is the quick action title. What you can do is I'm just going to have a division over here. I've got the division and I'll say I'm going to add a class here just to add a margins from all around here. So I'll say SLDS -m. I'll say SLDSP and they will say that around large. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to add some styling over here. That's it. Now let's quickly deploy this, and after deploying this we'll try to see if our action is available to create the quick action. If you open metadata file you might get the error. You don't need to worry about this because the this SFDX is not updated with this 52 version. That's why it is giving the error. Just go ahead and deploy this. You will be able to deploy that. Now we are here inside our Salesforce org. The very first thing that we need to do is go to the object manager, and from object manager we need to select account because we need to create the quick action under account. Go to the field and relationships, click on new, and here you will be able to see whatever the options that you have, what options you do while creating the quick actions. You need to choose lightning web components for your target actions. We'll see here, let this screen be visible. Sorry, we don't need to create fields. We just need to find button links and actions because we are going to create the action. Just go ahead and click on new action. So now you can see here action type, it is saying that create a record. From the drop down we are going to select lightning web component. We will see all our components over here. So I have got quick account that we have just created. We'll say that quick account and we'll go ahead and save it. Once we have created our action, we must need to add that action into our page layout in order to get that action visible to the users. So we'll just go to this, click on this object name. It will again take back to our account page. Select page layouts. You will find account layout or whatever the layout where you wanted to add. For me it is an account layout, that's why I'm adding that into the account layout. Now here I will just select light mobile and lightning actions, and I will find my action over here which is quick account. Drag and drop over here under Salesforce mobile and lightning actions. I will do a quick save so that I can remain on the same screen. Now I'll get back to my account record where I'm in. You can see here we just need to go ahead, refresh this, and we'll see if there is the action is visible there or not. So now you can see here we have got our quick action, quick account. If you click on that, it is going to open here. You will see that we have got the buttons. If you see save or cancel, nothing is happening, like we are not able to close this. So to close this, first thing let's see how we can close this action, which is a screen action. You have seen that quick action title is not coming. That is only coming whenever we are hovering it, right? Now to close these actions, we have to import one action from our lightning action library. So what is that action is? That action is close action screen event. These are the actions that we have to import. Basically this is the method that we need to import, and then what we need to do is we can just go ahead, have one method which is going to call that event basically on a close action, which is again our custom function that we have developed. On the click of the cancel button we are going to call this method. What we will do is here we'll say that on click close our action, and we can also have the variant for our button to display in the what we say that in a red color. So we'll say that destructive variant as a destructive. Yeah, so we have got the destructive, and if you wanted to have the space between the buttons, you can just have ampersand NBSP. That is what you have got to provide the spaces. Okay, now we have got the closing actions for our. Let's quickly have a form over here which is going to take the input for account name. So you'll say that LWC input. Okay, it is going to be the type of text. Name, you can say name. Label, you can say that account name, and if you want you can have placeholder, if not you cannot have placeholder. Then there is one more. What we are going to do is we'll say that text, and this time we will say that account, let's say that phone. These are the two things that we wanted to have. And on the click of save button, what we will do is we will call another method. We'll say that on click equal to handle save. Okay, and this method we are going to define inside our JavaScript. So we'll create one method here. We'll say that call this method, and it is our arrow function. So I'm just going to have arrow function here. So we'll say that prevent default values. That's it. Go ahead, deploy this, and in the meantime it is deploying. What we will do is, okay, we see the error. It is saying that invalid HTML syntax, duplicate attribute. Okay, if you go here, variant, yeah, so basically we already have this variant. We don't no need to provide any variant. We are just okay. We will deploy this first. We will test this, and in the meantime let's quickly create an app's class which is going to be our quick action controller. So let's say that okay, this is our class where we are going to have one aura enabled method. So we'll say that create one method which is aura enabled, and here what we will have is we will will not return anything. It is a void method, and we will say that create account. It will take three parameter, which is a string name, a string phone, and a string parent record ID. Okay, so we have got these three, and we are going to have what we'll do is we'll create an account record over here. So we have just prepared the account with all the values that we are getting from our JavaScript controller, and then we are creating an account under that parent account which we have got. So before we go ahead and try to test that, we'll just go ahead, refresh this page, and we will click on that button, the new account button, and then we will see if our basically if we are able to close the quick action or not. So now you can see here we have got account name, we have got account phone. If we click on cancel button, it is also closing our quick action. So basically we have got everything that we need. Now next thing that we need is we need to call this method which is create account from our JavaScript action. So what we'll do is we'll import the classes. We'll say that import apps class, and this is our class name, and this is the method name over here that we have got. So we'll say that okay, class name, method name, this is the method. We need to call this method from here. So we'll say that apex colon with param. That's what we need to call. We have got account method, and we have got these uh, result and everything. We don't need to worry about anything else. We just need to pass the parameter. Okay, before like you might be wondering how we can create this account under the account we are in. So to get the record ID, again the concept is same. What you need to do is just use API and then use the record ID attribute. So I is capital for that, and this is going to give you the record ID for your environment. Okay, so now we are going to create a few variables. We'll say that name, and then we'll say that phone. These are the two variables that we have got, and we'll say that connected callback, and here we'll say that this dot name equal to blank. If you want to have, you can have. If you don't want, you cannot have. So I'm just going to have this dot name equal to SFDC Panther. Under the HTML file, what we are going to do is we are going to bind those values here. So we'll say that value is name, okay, and then we'll say that value is phone. These are the two variables that we have created, and here you can have some default value for your phone as well. No, this is just a demonstration. You can have any other values if you wanted to have. If you don't want it to have, you no need to worry about that. Now we have got name and phone, which we will be able to see. There are instances or there are some cases where user might change this default value. So how you are going to tackle that? For that, let's quickly create a method. We will say that it is going to have on change and it will be handle change. Both for both the cases we'll say handle change, because we've got this name is name and it should be phone. Okay, now let's create this method under our JavaScript over here. We'll let handle change. We've got event, just prevent the default behavior. Okay, now what we need to do is we first need to get the name. So what we'll say that event dot target. So event dot target is going to give you your HTML input field, basically where you are where you have made the changes, and the name is going to return the name. And we'll say that let value, it will say that event dot target dot value. So whatever the value you are going to put. Now what we'll do is we'll say that if we have got name, so we'll say that name equal to we've got name, that means this is for the name. So we'll say that this dot name equal to whatever the name we have got. Else what we'll say that this is for the phone field. So we'll say that this dot phone equal to whatever the value that we have got. So here it will also be value. Now we have got the values for all these parameters. We need to pass those values. So let's quickly find out what are here. So we've got name. For name we have got this dot name. Okay, and then we have got phone. So it is going to be phone. So we'll say that this dot phone. And then we have got one more attribute, which is a record ID. So we'll say that this dot record ID. Okay, we've got result. We are already printing, and we are also printing the error. If there is any error, we will definitely get the error. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy these changes to our Salesforce environment, and then we will see if our code is working fine or not. So here is our quick action. Let's try to change it to some other accounts. We'll say that quick account demo. Let the account be like this. Go ahead and save it. We haven't put basically the spinner or anything. We can just go to the inspect and we will say if there is any error on the console section. Result is null. Basically we didn't get any error. So what we can do is we can just go there under the account, cancel it. We are here under okay, what we'll do is we'll go to the accounts tab, and under this account tab we should be able to either see that account, which is quick account demo. You see here we've got whatever the phone we have given. So that is how your quick action works, which is screen action. Now if you wanted to add some spinner, what you can do is you can just go there. You'll say that LWC spinner. If you want to have the size as a small or large or medium, you can have. I'll say that if true, there will be a variable which I'm going to use that. So I'll say is spinner. By default it is going to be false, and once I click the button, I'll say that it is going to be true. So here we are clicking on that button, so I'll say that this dot is spinner is true. Okay, and what I will add is I will add one more block over here, which is finally block, which is always going to execute no matter if there is any error or not. And here I will set the flag as a false, and if it is coming as a success, what you can do is you can call your method, which is close action. This dot close action, which is closing your uh, method here. Okay, right? You can also have, if you wanted to have, you can say that you can have some toast message to show that account has been created. Okay, you've got this toast, and if there is a success element, you can say that toast. So you have the toast, you can say that title is success, message you can say that account created. So that is how your quick actions, the screen action work. Okay, now let's talk about the other type of actions that we have already talked, is headless action. So what we'll do is we'll create another account, another component over here. So we'll say that quick a contact. Okay, this is again going to sorry, this is again going to be under account record page. So we'll say that quick contact. And for headless action, there are few things that you need to have. One thing is that you can have API, which is API, and then there will be a method called invoke, which method will be invoked. whenever you are clicking on, basically you are having an headless action. So we will say that window dot console dot log. You can say that I'm invoked or something. And if you wanted to have some record IDs or something, you can have those record IDs as well. And then similarly, you can have this complete code, the HTML code from here. Go to your quick contact, paste it over here. Okay, uh, you can just have these different files. Okay, we've got these different files. You don't need, or if you wanted to have keep these, that's okay. There is no variable called is spinner. If you wanted to have, you can have that variable over here, and that's it. Next thing that we need to do is we just need to go to this XML file, just copy, and we'll go to quick contact. Then we'll go to target XML file, paste it over here, and this time instead of screen action, it is going to be action. This is the difference while defining the action type for your headless action. Go ahead and deploy this component. You will be able to deploy, and then we will add this action into our lightning account record page. So again, we are here under account object. Go to this button links and actions. You wanted to create one action. We'll say that new action, and after that, what we will do is we will select our component, and then we will create here. So we'll our lightning component this time it is going to be quick contact. So we'll say that quick contact. Okay, go ahead and save it. This is just a demo, like for creating a quick contact. You can have anything like we have discussed for sending the emails and all. Then go to the page layouts, go to account layout, and then what you need to do is add your action over here under the lightning action. So we'll say that our action is quick contact. So I'll just drag and drop over here, and I will save it. Okay, after saving this, what you need to do is just refresh this page, and if you are able to see the contact, that action, that is well and good. If not, then click on this gear icon, go to edit page, then select this highlight panel on the top, you can see here, and then under this highlight panel, once this is fully loaded, you will see actions. What you need to do is add action, and you will find your action over here, which is quick contact. Go ahead and click on add, save it, and then you will be able to see your action. So these are the two steps to follow. Like for the first time, you should be able to see from here after adding it to the page layout. If you are not able to see that, then you can just go there and follow the second step that I have shown you in order to see your custom action into your lightning account record page. Okay, you have got this quick account, and then if you click on drop down, you have got this quick contact. If you click on quick contact, okay, what happened? Okay, so basically it is happening over here, it is not opening on the top. So that's what this quick headless action is. This is again a new learning for me because I haven't tried this before. So you can see here now you've got cancel, you've got save. So that is what the headless action is. Basically you see the action over here, you don't pop up that action on the top. So that is again, I think, a good thing for us that we have got this headless action. Again, if you click here, you've got that you can have the cancel. So if you want to have the cancel and all, we already had those buttons, we can just have those methods, the actions imported here. So this is what we have got, not this one, this is the one. We can just go to our quick contact JavaScript file, have that, and then copy this close action, which is our action for closing that. So I think we can check this if we are able to see this under the console or not. So I'll just go there, browser, inspect element, console, and you can see here it is being called. Every time we click on a button, our method is being called. So that is how, like behind the scene, if you wanted to get some data based on whatever the record you are in, you can, as soon as you click on the button, you will be able to call those button actions, and then you will be getting those data from the backend, and then you can have those data displayed over here. You can have the cancel or whatever you want to have. So that is about your headless action. And before we go ahead, there is one thing that I wanted to tell you, which I have noticed. Suppose that you are here under this quick action, right? You wanted to convert this to the headless action. So what you will do is, you will trying to do is change the action type from screen action to the actions, and you will deploy it. That's what even I did. But what happens, you cannot change the action type if you have created a component and deployed it to Salesforce environment. So you need to be careful while you are using your actions, okay? While you are using trying to use what kind of action you wanted to have, because there might be some scenarios you have developed the complex component and then the requirement got changed. They said that you need to use headless action or you need to use screen actions. So be sure you are crystal clear with your requirement while choosing the quick actions for LWC. So this is it for this video, and thank you for your time. And before we go ahead, please do like, share, subscribe the channel, and also press the bell icon. In the coming videos, we are going to talk about dynamic forms and dynamic actions. Thank you.